So the other day I was watching this documentary called Ancient Civilizations of Africa. And one of the civilizations that of course they had to cover was the ancient society of Kemet, or what we call Egypt today.
At the very top, of course, was the pharaoh and his royal entourage. Then there was an upper class made up of nobles and priests.
This looks a little different. Now, some people might be saying, see, this is where Europeans start with that line stuff again, until you read the works of some of our great African warrior scholars, the likes of Chancellor Williams. Chancellor Williams' most notable body of work is this book right here, The Destruction of Black Civilization, where he actually chronicles issues that the black race faced on the continent of Africa. And one of the issues that he documents and credits for the downfall of black African rule of Kemet was the mulatto problem, the creating of mixed race children. Now, obviously, this is not intended to say you should hate biracial children, but it should be taken as a warning for those who do not know their history are destined to repeat the mistakes of their history. And one of the things we did in history in ancient Kemet and a lot of black societies is that we created mixed race children. As you can see right here, it says for generations, Memphis was almost entirely all African city, with Asian villages slowly growing up around the outskirts.
The weakened Egyptians were for the first time ruled by foreigners, the Hyksos. They were originally from Western Asia and had settled in the Nile Delta. They were well organized and warlike.
As Chancellor Williams documents in his book right here, since the first to be called Egyptian exclusively were half African and half Asian, their general hostility towards their mother's race was a social phenomenon that should not be passed over lightly. Wars are not fought overnight. Sometimes they can take generations. And what other groups have learned to do is prepare for those wars in generations to come. So while a lot of us are out here screaming that love is love, other groups are out here waging generational war against us and using the fact that we are naive to our history against us. So yes, one of the reasons why ancient Kemet went from being ruled by Africans to being ruled by Asiatics, because we didn't understand that everybody doesn't live by the motto that love is love. In conclusion, the fact that a lot of us are naive to our history or simply just don't care about it makes us susceptible to making the same mistakes within our history. And that's why when you go into Caribbean places like Haiti and Jamaica, you will see that there's a mulatto class who still rules over the black population. And by the looks of it, some African countries are going to repeat the same mistakes that brought them to their knees in the first place.